Hey you guys, it's Scott here. Hope you're having a great, blessed day. It's Taco Tuesday. It's February 10th. I wanted to share something real with you. I just got off a coaching call with 2 of my students, and right now, both of them, they're a little over 2,000 a day, and the reason I'm sharing with you isn't to brag, it's to show you exactly what's possible when you stop guessing with your online Shopify store and you start using systems and structures. Norma's average order value is over $110, you guys. So every purchase she's getting is a little over 110 bucks. And so that's what makes a store, an online Shopify dropshipping store, sustainable. Now listen to me, if you're running Facebook ads and you are looking for the right training, these are the type of calls that allow my students to break through. Because when you start to scale, you might start to break things. Like you want to make more money, right? But you might start breaking things. So the first session, we go over how to read our ad account, how to understand the right signals we're sending Facebook to grow our Facebook ads, how to check our profit margins. When we scale, are we losing or are we winning? So we also are setting up bundles, meaning when someone buys something, how do we offer another product to make more money? So when you're sending traffic, you want to get that money and turn it into actual profit. 40% profit margins, 30% profit margins. So this is where I explain where people, end up failing when they're running Facebook ads and who actually starts succeeding with their Facebook ads. So if you're serious about Shopify, you're serious about coaching, you're serious about growing a Shopify store, guys, this is the type of session that's going to allow you to break through. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start to play it from start to finish. And I hope you guys get a lot of value today. So let me know what was your favorite part. What was your big breakthrough today during this coaching call? I'll see you guys on the inside. Thank you.
Hi, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How you doing, Norma? Happy Taco Tuesday. So you can always identify, your winning ad by going over here and maybe just looking at the most add to carts, and seeing how many add to carts are coming in the last few days. That's usually always a good thing to do. So let's see here. This one looks good. This one looks good. Let's see, this one looks good. Okay, this one looks okay here. So next time you launch a new ad set, Norma, filter by these, right? Like your top ads, and then only use these in that new ad set, okay?
Great.
So the cost per purchase here is 34, 12, 19, 26, basically. Just like how you did with the broad number 4 ad set, right? So if you're going to do broad number 4, then grab, these 4 ads. You might grab 2 of these ads in one ad set and then the bottom 2 in the next ad set. You can do that too. You don't have to put all 4 in each ad set. You can do bottom 2 and then maybe the top 2 in each ad set and see. Because when you start doing big budgets like $50, $60, $100, you don't want to have like 5 or 6 ads in there to kind of, figure out what's going to happen that day. You really want to take your top 2, to kind of build that momentum off of each other. When you put too many, then it's like, what if one doesn't work, the next one doesn't work, and all of a sudden you're up to like 30, 40 bucks and both of those didn't work. You know what I mean? But if you put like your top 2, then you could be, then hopefully one of them will take off versus trying to get all 4 of them to work, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wait, Coach, how did you decide that those are, like the cost per add to cart, is that what?
Yeah, I filtered by add to carts right here, and then I looked anything that was under 10 bucks that had some good initiate checkouts, and then also some purchases. Whether this one had 1 or more, still you had 3, under 10, 4 under 10 here on initiate checkout, so these look really promising here. So like I was saying, you could take these top 2, put them into the new broad 4, and then maybe the next the bottom 2 and put them into a broad 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if your grandparent audience slows down, then I would relaunch it and then use like the top 2 or the bottom 2 of those ads inside of the grandparent, basically. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually, I noticed that that's actually going down, slowing down.
Okay.
Sure, 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 sure. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. You're noticing these things, and kind of understand your ads a little bit more. All right. So Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland. And you might want to go through your sales, just on Shopify and see where most of your sales come from. United States is obviously going to be the majority, but you might want to launch another ad set just with the top countries, inside the same CBO or something. Try it out,
Okay, yeah.
See
I think that's the one. I think those countries are my highest buyers.
Okay, good, good. So yeah, I would do that on your broad now next as well if you can, So you might want to try just the top countries with that broad. So you got a lot in here, which is fine. It seems like these are the best ones working for you, but you might want to try abroad too with that set of countries. Here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Well, good job on everything, and I love your product page. It looks so good. I love your, you got your logo on there, but like I was saying, you should add that one question right here. How many cars does it come with? And then try to push why most customers will buy the bundle.
Okay.
It comes with one car, but honestly, most of our customers get the bundle offer, which comes with an extra set of 2 cars. So you get a total of 3 or something like that. So
okay, so I'll just put it on the, what do you call it?
You can put it right underneath return policy, or put it at the top. It's up to you.
Okay, like a frequently asked question, something like that.
Or yeah, you can do FAQ, but I just prefer to hit the nail on the head, which is the most common question. Like for my dining chair covers, it's sizing. Does this fit most sizes? Yes, etc. It stretches, etc. Having a big long FAQ can kind of be like, well, I really just want to know that one question, So I would just put that one question. Yeah. And that way you push the bundle offer, It's like a psychology thing. Yeah. Uh-huh. So that's fire, and that's really good. So that's cool. And,
so you see how people just click on that one, the bundle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where my sales are coming from most of the time.
Yeah. Because probably they see the free, and you set up the discount code correctly.
Yeah, it's automatic. Yep.
Even if
I don't know why it shows up 34 in there, but when you click the grab, it shows 0.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, $114 sale is awesome. Secure checkout, good deal. That's great. So everything's set up right. Got the drop down, looking good. This is fire. This is really good. So, when you don't have too many options here, like 123, an 81, you can do swatches too. Swatches, they're different than pills, and then it'll show it's good for colors, basically. I don't know if it'll work for this because, but I'll show you how it looks, You might want to make a page where it'll have the rail grid luxury track. You can kind of switch it up a little bit. But I'll show you what it looks like. So instead of drop down, you type in swatches right there, and then you can do swatch size extra large, and then people can see right here. Say if it's a certain bra, you know what I mean, or a certain shoe color. You know what I mean? It looks good like that, but here they're all the same image, so it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? But if it was like a pink bra, black bra, purple bra, it would look good. It would look cool, But I would just keep the drop down. But I wanted to show that to you because that is a cool thing to do.
I'm gonna ask you how, because I tried to duplicate the buy one get one, but how can I do it without messing the original?
Yeah, well, this is the original here, 349 ending. So you got to go in here under products, and then hit create product down here, create template, and then you have to base it off of this one, the 349 one, or 249 or 349. Let's see, where's 349? Does that make sense? You got to select it and then you can rename the new one. Here's 349. Here we go. So you want to call this what?
Let's say buy two get one.
Okay, I'll say rail grid, buy two get one. Okay, there you go. So as long as you select the original template, give it a name. Yep. And then now it's created. The buy two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here it is. So you can make your edits here, you know, how you want. And then when you go into your actual product you duplicate the product and then you select on that bottom right hand side the new template, or you drop down the template, which is going to be this one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So duplicate that and then select the buy two get one.
Yeah, edit it, make your changes, and then you duplicate the actual product as well, and then you select the template.
Can you show me, because if you go back, because I have one that's on draft right now.
Okay, so you just go now under products.
Yeah. That one.
Okay.
So select that, and then
and then on here you select the template. So
okay, got it.
Right here, rail grid buy two get one.
Okay.
Save it up, and then you go edit it. And it's going to be the same template as the one you're using, so you just make the changes,
But then it won't mess the pricing.
No, it's completely different. Yeah, it's non-attached now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it now. Because I was trying to do this, but every time I change something, the original,
that's a common
one gets copied. So I was like, I forgot how to do it.
How does that work? Yeah, that's really common. Definitely happens a lot. So yeah, just a little trick. It just like a muscle memory, once you learn it, you'll know how to move forward with it. You do create the template based off of the one that's working, and then you go duplicate your product, and I've done that recently with my I started a new bra store, and I got a 2-pack and then a 5-pack, and I have them on the original page, but then I also duplicated for the page on its own, so it's in its own thing, so you might want to do that too, is make it where the 123 piece is on its own. And you could even duplicate it and have the 123 piece with 2 extra cars, and then you could basically remove this bundle right here, and just have the title say 123 piece large rail grid plus 2 extra cars or something, you know what I mean? And you don't even have to have this bundle here. You could just by saying that in the title.
Yeah. And just have one price.
Yep, one price and one drop. Yeah, you'll be just selecting one. And when people go through your checkout process and the upsell, you have that upsell app, right? Upsell. Then they'll see that, they'll see it in the upsell process, they'll see it in your collection. So, and people are like, you know what? I just got that. I only got that with 1 car. Let me get another set for my other son that'll come with 2 cars. You know what I mean? And it's like, next thing you know, that customer just spent $300 with you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good. It's good to do that. All right, cool. So, yeah, keep it up with your ads. You can start, a retargeting ad set, inside your CBO campaign. It's really simple to do. You just, I won't publish anything, but you just basically remove all the targeting like you've done, and then you select those custom audiences in here under saved audience, or include these custom audiences. This is where you actually add it right here. Yeah. Custom audience. So lookalikes, add to carts, lookalikes, and then you create the lookalikes, from the custom audience. So you do a website, main pixel. So you always want to start with add to carts.
Yeah.
Also, you can do an view content too. Anyone who landed on your page, and then you give it a name, and you want to refine it by whatever is in the link. So rail grid. So maybe you just add the word rail grid. So that way it doesn't, because you have a lot of products in your store. So if you filter it by rail grid, then it's only going to grab those people who added to cart with the word rail grid. So rail grid, add to cart. And I always go back 180 days. That's the max you can do, maximum time. So it just kind of gets everybody as much as you can. So you make that audience there, and then I prefer to do a initiate checkout as well if you can, and also a view content. View content is anyone who went on your page. So just put in the word rail grid again, and just type in rail grid, view content, just like that. Okay, and it usually asks you this right here, and you can create a lookalike right away. So usually you start with Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, United States, and you can do like 3 to 4. You kind of drag these out a little bit, like 1, 3, and something like that. Like that seems like a fair. It shows you the audience size right down here: 2.7 million, 5.6, and 5.6.
Yeah.
So you have, they're not huge, but they're pretty big. And it gives you a good chance, because the farther away you go, the farther it gets away from that lookalike audience. So, like right here, the 1% consists of the people most similar to your lookalike audience source. Increasing the percentage creates a bigger, broader audience. So you might even do 1, 2, and then maybe 4. You know what I mean? To try to keep it as close as possible. Okay, and start with the United States usually first. And so there you go. So you got those in there now. The rail grid, and then so these are lookalikes, right? So you could even leave these in here. These are the custom audiences too. These are like the actual group of people. They're not lookalikes, So you could leave these in here too. You could even partner with them on that. But real retargeting campaigns don't really consist of lookalikes. Lookalikes is considered almost like targeting a grandparent or broad. It's something that you can test, right? Like as an actual audience. But when you do a retargeting campaign, you most of the time normally you just stack up the people that went to your website, added to cart, initiate checkout, and then you exclude purchasers, people who didn't purchase. So that's really like a hardcore, retargeting campaign, is just the custom audiences stacked up. And then you can do another ad set where you just do lookalikes to see how they perform, just like an audience, broad or grandparent, etc. Okay, so you can also do what's it called? Initiate checkout too. And you probably have already created a purchase pixel custom audience, and then you can exclude.
I think I have it.
So URL contains, and then I grab the word rail grid. There you go. And so this is IC 180 days rail grid. IC for initiate checkout. There you go. So you put those in there.
Like you said, with the Andromeda, obviously I think Meta is it's smarter now, right?
Yeah, they're a lot more smarter. So having to do all these things, it can be a little bit tedious. And then right here, when you exclude it, you add the purchase 180 days right here. Okay. So exclude is a little bit farther up. So you got your custom audiences here, and then your exclusion is here. So that's how that would look. So you got as many rail grid pixel fires as you can find, Yeah. There's even a page view, which is really similar to view content, page view. So you could even make one of those too, a page view thing, but there you go. So, and then And then inside this ad set, maybe you put your best winning ad or your top 2 winning ads with your retargeting ad. So I do both. I do a retargeting ad with my top 2 winning ads. So
Okay. So only two creative.
yeah, 2 to 3 on this. Yeah, 2 to 3. You can have maybe 2 winning ads with your new testing retargeting ad. Like, you know, left, like a lot of the retargeting ads always start with left something behind question mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're calling out to them. Like, you know, they already went to your website and checked you out, right? So you're like calling out to that in a way. So that's how a lot of retargeting ads usually start with. You know, left something in your cart or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that would look, a retargeting ad, just like that. So they're already set up. You just have to, you know, pick an ad set that you want to launch in which CBO. And even though you have in all the countries up here, if you only have, so you leave all the countries up here, that's fine, you know, and then anyone who's in this audience that's actually within these countries is going to see your ad. So that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not just US.
Yeah, so for example, if you only had US up here, and then you had this down here, obviously it's only going to show to anyone in this group that's in the US.
US, yeah.
Yeah, so so it's okay to have a stack of countries up here, you know, but just not like a huge stack, not like worldwide or something. Then you're going to be targeting, you know, anyone that went to your website worldwide, you know. So.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and one thing a lot of people do too is, like, I would try this out on one of your broad ad sets, is you can do this right here. You can exclude 180-day purchase. So Facebook doesn't accidentally target people who already purchased. Okay? So nothing in here on custom audiences or, you know, but you add in nobody who's actually purchased from you. So I would think their Andromeda stuff would be smart enough to do that for you, but this is an extra way to protect yourself so you're not spending money on people that have already seen your ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people even go as far as excluding view content right there. View content. So anyone who actually landed on your dang product page, you don't want to show them again. Like, some people do that too. So it's like it's an extra way to protect yourself, so you're forcing the algorithm to only look for new people. Don't go after, you know.
Yeah. Because, you know, I click on my ad and obviously it's showing me
the sponsored post. Yeah.
Yeah, and then since I created new creatives too, now it's showing me the new ones.
Yeah.
So, well,
right.
The new one that I created was kind of like retargeting, but I didn't put those exclusions.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, Nara. That's wild. Funny.
But yeah, hopefully.
Usually,
I notice like my good days would be Saturday. You know, like Sunday or Saturday. It's the weekend.
Yeah. Usually it works that way. So if you're going to do a budget increase, a lot of people prefer to do it on a Thursday or Friday and leading into the, you know, the weekend.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Because, I think that's what I made a mistake on that one, because thinking that I got a lot of sales on Saturday and then Sunday, I'm still in the ROAS, so I increased it on a Monday and then it just flopped.
Yeah. Did you increase it though when it was doing okay, or you just increased it? You said screw it, let me just increase it, or? No,
I increased it around in the evening.
Okay.
Thinking that it was because it's Sunday evening going to Monday.
Oh, and then Monday was the flop. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Well, I totally understand your pain on that one. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, everything else is looking pretty promising, you know, but yeah, you just want to, you know, be like a little scientist and play around with that, you know, maybe make one broad and exclude, and maybe, you know, do one with two ads instead of 4 ads, and you know, you're trying to find that right combo, you know, the right combination that Facebook likes, and then that you can continue scaling further. And then once you find that right combo, you want to kind of reverse engineer and be like, oh, that worked pretty well. Like, I'm going to do that from now on, you know, similar to how you focused on ad set 4 broad, you know, and it's done really well for you. So you want to try to do the same thing with maybe excluding purchasers, or excluding view content, or maybe even try testing a lookalike audiences, you know, and see how they perform too, you know. So you don't have to do a bunch of ad sets with different lookalikes. You pretty much just stack in like your initiate checkouts, add to carts, even purchasers if you can do it, and see how they do, you know, as a when you stack up the lookalikes.
Yeah, and I can. It doesn't matter, right? Like anyway, it's still testing. That I just put it on the same CBO, or does it have to be?
I would do the CBO that, you know, has been, you know, that's not currently like, you know, basically scaling. Like, don't do it in your huge budget CBO. Like, you know what I mean? That you're scaling up. Do it in the smaller one that you're currently testing in, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to stifle the one that's bringing in the most sales for you. You know, that's your mule, or you can say, or, you know, your strong Campbell. You know, you want to do it in one that's still trying to find its own way, you know. Yeah. Or maybe you had to turn off quite a few ad sets in a low performing CBO. Maybe you can, you know, duplicate those ad sets and test it there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, usually you have a scaling CBO and then a testing CBO. So I wouldn't do it in your scaling because it hasn't you know, shown itself or given you a reason to scale it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but once it passes in your testing CBO, then definitely try it in your scaling CBO. So,
also, Coach, because I noticed this, you know, the click-through rate, sometimes it's 150, but it gets a purchase instead of the ones that has 230%. Does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter. The high CTR is just telling you that out of your impressions over there on the far left, how many people are engaging with your ad, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean that if this is at a 4%, it means that it should get the sale. The 4% is good. You're getting a lot more people clicking and liking your ad, but for whatever reason, that other ad set is hitting the right pocket of buyers, even though that people are clicking on or engaging with that ad or that ad set. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best ad set. You know, the best ad set usually is always going to be the add to carts and initiate checkouts, you know, the buyer signals. Yeah. Okay. So that's where you should be looking is, okay, like this ad set here, you know, $7 per add to cart, 12. This one here, $7 per add to cart, $14 per initiate checkout, and look at that, you know, $28 cost per sale. So like right there, that is a sweet spot right there. That's perfect. You know, that's what you want to see right there. So, and the CTR is 3.7, 3% on the click-through rate, on the link click-through rate. So this is what you're more or less looking for right here, you know.
Yeah, the $28 cost of purchase.
Yeah. Yep. So once you kind of get your baseline, then like, you know, like you don't want to be like over $30 cost per initiate checkout. You know, this is 18, this is 25. So if something is like $50 per initiate checkout, you know, or like right here, 55, even though you had a purchase, there's something up with this one. You know what I mean? It's like something's not right. It needs another initiate checkout for it to start turning over and getting you cheap sales. You know, so it's a funnel, right? So you need to have, you know, you can get add to carts, but you know, you need to get those initiate checkouts too to really confirm the funnel is going to turn into purchasers. So, yeah. So this is purchase here, this is initiate checkout here, and this is add to carts. So, you know, and what might be happening is like you might be getting a lot of random countries adding to cart, but they're not real buyers. Like I had that happen to me with Somalia, where they were like adding to cart and stuff like that. And then Facebook's like, oh, okay, well, Somalia, they want to buy from you. So they started spending a lot of my budget on Somalia. And then all of a sudden my cost per purchase went higher, but I had a lot of add to carts, but like the initiate checkouts were not that high either. It was just a bunch of like random clickers, it seemed like. So
Yeah,
sometimes if you notice that, you might need to remove a country or two or exclude something if that happens to you.
Yeah, and that happened to me when I was targeting worldwide.
Yep.
Like, there's just so many clicks.
Yeah, worldwide is good if it starts getting you sales in the right countries, but once it starts like getting some random people in a certain country that's not really buying, then it could start forcing your budget over there and then mess up your campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen too.
Yeah, I remember that time when I mean, it was converting, but it's just, you know, there's a lot of the budgets are wasted.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thanks again. And
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you too. So great job on product page, bundle, getting that, you know, under $10 per added cart. Yeah, I'm glad that you shut off a few CBOs that weren't working for you, and that way you can save your budget and get it going on what is working. So that's fire.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take it one day at a time.
Yeah, it's better not to be stressed out trying to force something, you know, than getting some sales and actually making profit and learning as you go versus being stressed out like, man, I spent too much today or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I should have really, you know, like, because I just turned on that rule the next day, I think on a Tuesday. So I was like, I should have turned it on already on a Monday.
Yeah, okay. There are scaling rules that you can turn on too, like every 3 days. If the ad set's doing a certain amount, you can increase it by like 20%. There are scaling rules too. Facebook.
Oh, I tried that, but it says daily only. Can you do every 3 days?
Yeah, you should be able to do every 3 days. Yeah.
Oh, the one I saw was daily. Increase budget 20% daily.
No. Okay, so.
Oh, okay, you do.
Yeah, there's a way to like customize it in here. And then also, like right here too, every 3 days or something like that. See this right here, including today, the last 2 days, etc.
Oh.
So you're taking a chunk of data, not just today. Like it needs to be performing a certain amount for 2 days or 3 days.
Oh, okay.
And then you could increase the budget, I think. Yeah.
So increase budget the 20% for like 2 days for 2 days results or something.
Right. Yeah, let's see, increase. I forget where it is. It's somewhere else in here, I think. I don't think it's here. But you're looking for the time range. When you saw it, do you remember it being in something like this, or?
Yeah, it was somewhere there. It's You're looking for budget increase or something like that?
Yeah,
You type increase.
I did. Let me type here again. Nope. Nothing showing up. Yeah, that's one thing I
have to do selected campaign maybe? Or
yeah, let's select campaign maybe because you got to be in the CBO area. One second. Let's try it here. Maybe we see automatic adjustments. Here we go. Spend and schedule. I think that's like on a whole campaign level thing. Let's go here. Okay, increase, no. Yeah, I think it lives somewhere else. I think it's in a different department or a different area inside our ad account. I just got to ask the AI about it. But I did want to set up that one rule where if it spends $30 and you don't get an add to cart to turn off. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll do that now. But even if we did set up that spending rule, I think that you would rather do it yourself, just knowing you. I remember how you are. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I think you would rather have control of that, right? Than just give it to Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here, sweetie. Right here. Increase daily budget. Right here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you give it a, you know, so here's the percent, right? Facebook says no more than 20% right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once every 12 hours, once daily.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's daily.
Yeah.
I wanted to do, like, at least
weekly.
48 to 70.
Yeah, well, I would do once daily, but then you can do a time range. I believe you can do a time range right here, like
today.
The last 2 days, including today. So, I believe that's one way of doing it. Let's see custom right here. So I believe you can do it like this too.
Oh,
so you can
okay.
select the days, like every 3 days or every 2 days, like that. You see?
Oh, yeah.
And then you could select the time that you want as well. You know, from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., etc. And so I would say if the spend is greater, let's see, what could we make up here? You know, I don't know if it does cost per result. If the cost per result,
they have something like a ROAS.
Okay,
if
ROAS
is more than, I think.
Yeah, website purchase ROAS. There you go. So if it's greater than what, 2, right? Greater than 2.
Yeah.
And you know, so that would be maybe good to do greater than 2. And I would say maybe the spend has to be at least, I don't know, I wouldn't worry about that, but yeah, there you go. So ROAS is 2. You can do today, and then you could also do this one right here, including the last 2 days. You know, because what if it just has one random day, right? So if it's got 2 ROAS in the last 2 days, including today, does that make sense? Like that's kind of the more smarter way to go about it, because you might have one random good day, but actually if you look at the last 3-4 days, it's not that great. So there you go. So the rule name would increase, you know, 20% every, you know, 2 or 3 days. Every 2 or 3 days, you know, ROAS over 2.0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Once daily, okay. And then you select the days that you want, and then like what time range. So I would always say like you get some data at least by like what, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. by, you know, 3 p.m. So I would do that. I would do like, you know, 10 a.m. by 3 p.m. You know, something like that. Okay. would be safe to increase the budget between then. Because early morning, you don't have much data yet. Like
Yeah.
it hasn't come in yet. So
Yeah, I usually looked at it at around 4.
yeah, that's good. And I don't like to increase it too late in the night. Like once you're hitting 11 p.m. or 10 p.m., not Sandra, but Norma, then it's too late because the algorithm is shutting down by 12 p.m., right? So
Right.
So you're not really pushing it a little bit further that same day. Like you want it, if it's doing really good today, you want it to continue to push out some more sales. Like it's doing good, you increase your budget, then it's going to push a little bit more sales the rest of the day. But if you increase it too late in the night, it's not going to be able to push much at all because it's too late. So that's why I shoot for no later than 8 o'clock at night. You don't want to be increasing it too late. So. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I would set it up just like that, and a maximum daily budget cap. I guess it's asking here the highest amount, so maybe you can do 400. Like you don't want to go higher than 400. Does that make sense?
Like yeah. Yeah.
So, there you go. It just was created. Let me also make that one rule about add to carts. That day. So add to cart.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 1, spent 30 plus. 30 plus. There you go. So all active ad sets you want to turn off if it's spent more than 30. Okay. And you got less than 1, add to cart. And the reason why we do this is because remember your baseline is like $10 per add to cart, right? Your baseline. So if you're up here at 30, that's not a scaling ad set. Like, that ad set's lost its momentum that day for whatever reason. So you want to get that off and wait for the next day. It just had a bad day or something. So we do it today, etc. You might get 1 sale from it, but you ain't going to be pushing out 2 to 3 to 4 sales at $30 per add to cart. That's out of our realm basically. So there we go. So I'm going to hit create, turn off. Daily today, boom. Okay.
I have another question. Remember that if you look at ad set for copy 1, I believe it's so copy 1, I think.
Yeah, right here.
But, or copy the one with the 4 purchases with 3.86 ROAS. That one.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it was Saturday that brought in about 4 sales, and then from Sunday, so for 3 days, it didn't bring anything. Is that normal?
Well, I'll tell you this. This is not normal right here. Like $6 per purchase, spending $27. Like that's not normal. Like that's really low. Like you got really lucky that day. Does that make sense? It's like going gambling and the slot machine gave you a big jackpot. Does that make sense? Not everyone gets jackpots. Like, they'll spend money, but they won't get a jackpot. But that day you spent $27, made almost $700 in revenue. So you did really good that day. So your budget's not even that high. Like if you're spending $50 a day, okay, you did spend 47 this day. But how are your add to carts? But look at your add to carts that day. You had $7 to initiate checkout. So your machine was working, but you just didn't get a purchase that day. But you had a lot of buyer activity that day, the next day. But what you don't want to see is no add to carts and no initiate checkouts. Like that would be totally whoa, what happened? But at least you had people trying to buy. And then this day here, it went up your budget, but no sales. So I would think that you got really lucky on that Saturday, and you might have I don't know how much you increase your budget or whatnot, but then you were forcing it in a way. But let's see, the cost per link click was $190 that day, and then on the 8th.
Yeah, that's when I increased the budget for 20% on that day.
Yeah, but it didn't even spend that much. It only spent $28 or something. That's crazy. and then today it spent $32 and no add to carts. So that rule that I just set up, it's most likely going to turn this off here in like 5 minutes or so. Yeah. So.
About it.
Yeah. So next time, like we were talked about earlier at the beginning of the call, I would wait like, you know, give yourself grace, like 3 to 4 days, and see how it does over the next few days. Like usually when I increase my budget, I want to see that it had a sale like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday, and then maybe today. If there was like a day in between that didn't get a sale, then okay, I'm willing to maybe sacrifice and give it an increase today, even though it had a sale today. But what I don't want to do is just notice, okay, it had a bunch of sales today, and that was the only first day. Like you want to see consistency at, you know, and to increase your budget. So maybe one day it didn't have sales, but at least like 2 days ago you can find a sale, you know, and then maybe yesterday was none, but today you have one, right? But you don't just want to have one day with 4 sales and then the next 2 days, you know,
Zero.
Yeah. And plus, if you had those 4 sales at $6, that's pretty lucky. Like that was really interesting how that happened. Sometimes people actually come back and buy again, and it's the same customer, and it'll knock it up as another purchase too. So that might throw you off too. Maybe that day, like someone bought something at $100 and then bought something again at like $50, and it'll show 2 purchases. So really, you're not getting 4 brand new people. You got 3 people, but this, you know, that one person bought twice. So yeah. So I would look at like, you know, 4 days out and see how it is, and then to decide whether to increase your budget.
Yeah. So looking at these 2 campaigns, you see how, like, I'm getting more consistent sales on the $60 than the $100. That's what you're trying to say, right? Like, just really looking. I guess I feel like it doesn't matter, right? That your budget is high. Is that
no? If it's optimized, meaning you're getting a sale like every other day, that's good. But you don't want to just have one day where you had a bunch of sales and then like you increase your budget. That's throwing you off, basically.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
increase your budget when you could see a sale on the 6th, a sale on the 8th, a sale on the 9th, not just, you know, 4 sales on the 7th and then none the next 2 days or something. Or say it's a brand new ad set, right? And this is its 2nd day in and it had like 3 or 4 sales. It's still a brand new ad set, so I would wait the next 2 to 3 days and see how it does. Does it get a sale the next day or the next day? If it does, then it's getting ready to be increased. But because they say the algorithm almost resets every 24 hours at midnight, it really doesn't, but it almost does. It's like it does. It needs to find another same group of buyers. So if it's able to find a group of buyers on one day and a group of buyers on the next 2 days or the next day, then that means it's working for you. But if it finds a group of buyers on one day and the next 2 days it's still struggling, then I would let that budget alone. You know what I mean? Like that budget's not ready. So
yeah, that's true. I agree. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna just do. Like every either 2-3 days.
Yeah, but does that make sense though, Norma?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So even though you have a testing campaign and a scaling campaign, your testing campaign might become your scaling campaign. That might, if it's doing really well. So just because one is a scaling, one's a testing, your testing might end up doing really well and become your scaling. And then your scaling might start slowing down and become your testing. So you kind of go off the ebbs and flows of, you know, what Facebook is giving you, you know, but you don't want to force anything or launch too many campaigns like what happened.
Yeah, that's true.